My sentiment with this series goes deep, and I mean deep for real. From the likes of Toji putting a bullet into All Girl's dome, to Yuji shredding his skin apart because he's technically the reason why the Shibuya incident is known as the Shibuya incident. Yeah, I've definitely missed the emotional roller coaster of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's only been 2 years and I've generally forgotten that Gojo got put inside a Rubik's Cube, and that cannot be his legacy, man. I'm gonna give y'all a quick rundown of the previous events so at least your memory is fresh. Unless you're easy with Tengen fan, you know how slow they are. But anyway, after Yuta's absolutely weak entrance that no one clapped for, the so-called higher-ups gave out a few announcements. Number 1, Geto's confirmed alive and is sentenced to death again. Number 2, Gojo gets blamed for Shibuya and is permanently exiled even though that man is sealed and has no way out, and anyone that tries to free him is a criminal. Number 3, Gojo and Geto's teacher is sentenced to death because of the actions of those two. And the final one, Yuji's execution resumes and Yuta is chosen to execute him. Now, I'm going to expand on 2 things here that feel wrong to me. First of all, I forgot to say his name, but the Wapat couple's teacher being executed certainly does not add up to me because what happened to them does not involve him. Oh, my former student got turned into a war criminal because a homeless man with insane physical abilities beat his ass 12 years ago. Got nothing to do with me. Oh, my other former student, who just happens to be the show's LeBron James, by the way, got catfished by a brain possessing his dead boyfriend 12 years later, causing him to be sealed and then leading the Jujutsu world to despair during Halloween. Got nothing to do with me. And that's when you come to realize that those so-called higher-ups really are dickheads trying to save face, which ties into my second complaint, Yuta Okotsu. To talk nonsense is one thing, but to talk nonsense and then use your biggest opposition, students, to give more of a reason for you to hide face gotta be top 5 lamest things you can do. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, but whatever mission Yuta was set down in Kenya, I know damn well it did not take him about 6 to 10 months because while you were kicking it with Miguel, listening to Wizkid, and enjoying Fufu with Egusi, the Jujutsu world got turned into a little war zone, and so the first thing you do is talk about how you're gonna murder Yuji Itadori with no question whatsoever. When the both of y'all were in the same predicament set up by the same higher-ups. Nah, the dick riding is crazy, I won't even lie. Sending him back to Kenya, he needs some sense knocked into him by the African uncles since having, Mahoraga's cousin by the palm of his hands isn't making him realize the stakes at hand. And that boy Yuji, oh man, that boy Yuji lost all his shine, and this time we talk about him. I feel awful for protagonist because he's been going through it. Like, I'm feeling his pain like it's my own, but thankfully, Choso is by his side to comfort him and to keep him pushing towards rebranding himself. But I can't help but wonder how he's gonna step up from all this. Like, your master seal, 3 of your homies are dead, over 1,000 people dead from your hands through Sukuna, and to top it off, your execution being live? Yeah, that nigga life is terrible, son. And so he tries to atone his mistakes by killing curses while he still can, and honestly, I do not remember Yuji being such a demon. Like, yes, I do remember the 3-1 comeback against Mahito, but I don't remember him flying mid-air and doing acrobatics into a face kick that literally explodes the entire curse with so much impact. Did suffering give the boy that much of a Zenkai boost? Just think about that. Because if this is what it takes, then I should hope the Culling Games give him hell then. Huh? Who said that? But even in moments of atonement, life decides to throw him under the bus once more. Choso and him are just taking out curses until a certain individual shows up. Now this man goes by the name of Naoya Zenin. He's also related to Maki and Megumi. Naoya Zenin seems like the type of dude who picked during high school graduation and never mentally graduated since. That is money, and him being almost promoted to being the Zenin leader got him acting like a misogynistic frat boy, and you can smell that from him. And rest in peace Zenin Grams, by the way. The Jogo burns got to him. Tragic. As for Naoya though, the catch to him being promoted was to get rid of his contestant, being Megumi. Otherwise, his misogynistic empire would never come to life. Hopefully. I mean, he did say that women are only good at taking care of men, so you already know he's gonna be a prick day one. What I didn't know though is the kind of technique he had in his bag, because the second he auto-locks on the brothers and threatens them for not doxing Megumi, I'm telling you bro, the technique they gave to this dude couldn't have been any much worse. They gave him the same technique that his pops had, the whole 24 FPS curse technique, and I couldn't be any more shocked than this, honestly. Backhanded Yuji into the summoning jutsu pose and then giving Choso a full combo into a one-handed whooping while fixing up his hair. Yeah, studies shows that an egotistical self-glazing nigga with super speed is one of the worst cases you could run into. Sonic is the goal though, so that's different. But yeah, unfortunately for all 3 of them, that was not the worst to come. Aura filling up the entire city, Yuji thought Gojo appeared at the function, but nah, it's just Yuta Kotsu coming for Yuji's head, and oh brother. Some of y'all want me to believe that this nigga is cold. Just look at the way he's posing right now. Posture not even straight. Fight didn't even start yet, and he already bent his back, man. You know what? Hey, hold on. Time out. If there's one character I will never be neutral on in this series, it's always gonna be Yuta. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is unsettling about this dude, other than the fact that he's sticking up the whole place. And I don't know if it's the side effects of having a literal hell-bound entity tied to his soul, but he looks like he hasn't seen the sun in weeks. Probably tired as hell about coming back to this bullcrap after having the time of his life in Kenya. I don't blame him. Naoya backs up immediately, talking about, hey, slow down, bro. I ain't trying to box for real. Let's talk. Like, what's that quote-unquote real demon, I guess, steps in the room. It's all about communication, huh? Quite funny, isn't it? She also tells Yuji that he has to run from him, and that's where we get the little cat and mouse chase, which eventually leads back to the start of the episode. Now, what I've learned from this entire sequence is that number one, Yuta is definitely one of those characters that personify the famous quote, you can't judge a book by its cover. Because whilst this skinny, scrawny, depressed, socially anxious, greasy hair-looking individual may not fit the stereotype of being strong-looking by default, his cursed energy makes up for the loss. Like, he has more cursed energy than Gojo, which is honestly mind-blowing, because you know, Gojo is in his own league. And so for you to surpass even one of his aspects that he has mastered to the fullest, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna give it to him. Like, that's actually mad impressive. He still stank up that classroom on his first appearance, so we're not gonna excuse that. I'm just saying, Gege giving powers to the wrong people. If it were up to me, I would sacrifice Yuta to bring back Mahito. Hey, that's a good deal though. That's a good deal. The street sure missed the chaos he brought, man. Fly high. But yeah, going back to the chase, my second point is that throughout all squabbles of Jujutsu Kaisen, I think this is the first one where, like, ever since Gojo vs Jogo, that felt completely one-sided. Like, normally in fights, there's always some sort of stake that makes both parties fight under a similar level until one decides to tower the other, or just jump them if that's any easier. But here, hell no, bro. Like, just looking at the energy difference, I knew this was another, hydrogen bomb versus coffin baby situation, and I was damn right. That little knife that bro grabbed did nothing but expand his lifespan for an extra 8 seconds, because the moment both of them were unarmed, it was wraps for Yuji. We kept popping up the code to give Yuji a scare, and then Yuta killing him by stabbing his heart. Oh my god, bro. Like, I don't know, dude. This wasn't even a fight. Like, I'd say it's finally over. Like, you know, he could finally visit Nanami and Nobara and Junpei and whoever else died, but like, we got about 21 more episodes to go, so we'll probably have Sukuna reviving or something. Well, whilst that has happened, the boy Choso is still getting his ass beat by the Zenin Sonic. Now, I know there's a couple of Choso shooters out there, so I'm not gonna say anything about him. Please do not worry. But this fight gave me pretty much a good perspective on how far one's purpose can really get you. Like, on one side, you got Naoya putting the pause on a beloved character, and the only reason he's able to do that is by shaming his older brothers to death by surpassing them in a hierarchy. Is that what I say? Yeah, hierarchy manner. In simpler words, he will slam his day ones if it came down to it. But then when you look at Choso, as he listens to Naoya, he takes initiative and says that regardless of what his brothers have done, they shaped him up into who he is today. And he himself, being an older brother, ties up to that belief to show them the right path and to avoid his mistakes. Basically like an ego versus purpose situation, and I think it works well here because, like, that same purpose that Choso carries allowed him to summon an entire pool of blood to mess up the Zenin speedster and then trick him to his trap. I mean, he's also a deaf painting, so he had the advantage of pulling off something like that. Regardless, he won both the ideology and physical battle. That boy introduced Naoya into his first swimming lesson, and it clearly didn't work out for him. I would have said happy days if it wasn't for this skinny ass nigga coming up on the last second with a dead Yuji and then putting Choso to sleep. Looking down on Naoya is even crazier. He said, damn, you got no diff? That's crazy, you're all back and no bye, but I'ma hear you though, it's cool. Hey, those were not my words, by the way. We also get a little light flashing before your eyes moment with Yuji, and I'm taking off the filter, but whoever brain parasite dude is, that nigga is unquestionably sick in the head, man. You just grandpa's warning his son about his wife when she has suspicious forehead stitches. And then when you look back, Choso asked earlier to Yuji if he remembers any of his parents having forehead stitches. And so when you put 2 and 2 together, oh yeah, right. Yeah, now I understand why Yuji was able to pull off the stuff he did even when he had no idea about the Jujutsu world. You were telling me that Brainhead planned everything that has unwrapped up until this present moment by taking back Yeah, I'm not gonna finish this. I'm not gonna finish this sentence. I get the gist. On the positive side though, if there's even one, I guess this confirms Choso and Yuji being half brothers. But anyway, Yuji wakes up and ooh, Lord, I'd be surprised if this was the first thing I saw after waking up from my second death, which got explained by Yuta, saying how he had to kill Yuji through the binding vow set by the higher-ups, which then led him to reviving our MC seconds after learning that this whole act was on purpose since Gojo told Yuta to watch over Yuji. Whilst that is reassuring, I feel some sort of empathy towards Yuji right here because like, being revived twice in a row after the most utter bullcrap just happened in your life has to make one feel like they've been toyed with. Just look at it this way, being put through hell just to die, then come back to continue being put through hell, just to die again, and then come back just to continue being I'm losing my words, but you get what I mean though. Like, I'm surprised the boy hasn't lost his marbles yet. Like, mind you, Yuji is only 16 too, and I feel bad. Like, he should be in that school just enjoying, you know, enjoying high school life, you feel me? So then Yuji tries to rant about his self-guilt, but then making me pop out the cup with his burger ass intro and say, Yuji, stop this. Bro, I'm laughing at the fact that he just probably just stood there this entire time waiting for the right time to come out and say the right thing. Like, that's so stupid of him. But hey, at least he made some type of, you know, entrance. What I like about him though is that despite the stakes, he still shows faith, which Yuji really needs at this moment. They just have to keep moving regardless because saving people is their motto. And I really appreciate that from him. So they're making me ask him to start by saving him, revealing that the Culling Games have begun and his sister Tsumuki is trapped in it. Yuji also asked about Nobara, and based on his reactions, I'll assume that we're all gonna attend the funeral next month on the 20th. I'll see y'all there. Rest in peace. We also get the rules of the Culling Games, and I'm not gonna list them. I'm just gonna put it on the screen, and y'all can pause and read them since I just can't be bothered breaking this down. And let's not forget about Choso. But yeah, the team goes back to Jujutsu High with one plan in mind: to find Tengen so they can figure out how to unseal Gojo and find out who Brainhead Geto is and what he truly wants. We got Yuki and Maki, and I gotta say, yo, shout out Jogo, man. Like, if there's one thing I can give him proper credits for, it's gotta be burning Maki. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but listen. Bob cut with bangs and the scars? She looked tough as hell, and she know it. She made sure that if she was gonna be injured permanently, she'd look tough doing so. Anyway, the issue being brought up is finding Tengen because you gotta go for a barrier and an estimate of about $1,000 to find her, and they failed the first time. I wonder why. Choso reveals that he knows a way past the barrier though, explaining that his brothers are stored in the cursed warehouse between the tomb and the correct door, and his connections to his brothers can guide the group, which eventually does clutch the team thanks to him and his amazing brother synergy with Yuji. The problem is, Tengen's rejecting them. Well, not necessarily rejecting them, she just fake them into perform her entrance, talking about some, hey, where y'all going? We got about 4 entrances so far, and none of them moved me. Especially not Tengen when she looks like Tom Toms from the Spice Kids. But hey, let me not say too much because she's basically the foundation of the Jujutsu world. And without her, yeah, it's pretty much wraps. I mean, it's been wraps ever since Gojo got sealed, but I guess Tengen don't got internet or something. We really need Gojo back. Like, I really hope she fixed this. Hopefully.